Big Lez's League, an all rugby league experience.
So Dave Fifita obviously back-flipping on the Roosters to stay at the Titans. It is a huge move for them. Huge move.
Yeah, look, he's a young kid, and when you've got obviously Des in your ear, you've got Roosters that want you, they're pulling you in different directions. You've got Penrith, you've got the media talking. By all reports, the deal was kind of done until he went back to the Gold Coast. You know, we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago that, you know, the strong clubs don't put clauses in.
Yeah.
They don't need to.
Yeah.
They're a powerful club. Now, from all reports, Nick heard there was a bit of doubt in him going to the Roosters, and he pulled it straight away. You either want to be a Rooster or you don't. You either want to be a Panther or you don't. You want to be a Dog or you don't. So it's good. It's good, better for the game anyway, to keep him up in Queensland, keep him on the Gold Coast, you know, keep him under Des. And, yeah.
What are your thoughts, Stars?
Well, I think it's probably worked out best for everyone, hasn't it? So grass isn't always greener. Like, you know, he would have got sold the big dream down here, Sydney. But, you know, he's living the life up there in the Goldie. Yeah, a bit of a stronger club, but he has the chance to sort of help really turn that club around up there. So, yeah, I'm happy that he stayed.
You'd have to think the priority for the Roosters now is to definitely re-sign Angus Crichton now. That is a must.
Before Angus, like, you know, you're thinking, is Angus thinking now, well, they didn't want me then, what am I, like the second choice? You know what I mean? Like, you have a little bit of ego in it, I reckon. Like, you know, he's killing
in the
it at the
driver's
moment.
seat.
Yeah.
He's completely in the driver's seat. Like, the Roosters are backed into a corner now where he can take his time with his decision. He's playing well. He'll go and play Origin now. And he'll use that leverage to say, hang on, you didn't want me.
Yeah.
You know, you went and spoke to Dave without speaking to me.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to take my time. I'm going to explore my options. And he's probably going to put another 100 grand, 150 grand onto his contract. So he's completely in the driver's seat, Angus Crichton. This has worked out perfectly for him.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be so good to see what his move is. Obviously, hopefully the Roosters, for their sake, can re-sign him, because if they lose out on Fafita and then they lose out on Angus
their
Crichton...
sake. It's their bad luck, really. They rolled the dice and they stuffed up there. So, you know, we talk about loyalty in the game. You got to look after your players too. They should have at least had the conversation with him. Now they've put a B in his bonnet, and he's in complete control of this situation.
Well, a bit of a domino effect here as well. They've actually told Sania Tupanua that he can look elsewhere as well.
Probably because they know Angus is going to say, no, I want more money.
Yeah.
So they've completely sort of stuffed themselves here.
Yeah.
They're that confident. But having said that, look, the Roosters always have a plan B, C, D, E. They wouldn't want to lose Angus. We could use him at the Dogs.
Do you think they go for another star player, or it's just back the juniors now for the Roosters?
Well, what other star players are out there on the market at back row?
Not really that many.
Yeah.
There is a lot of kids that have come through this year that like debutants in the halves and just popped up here and there. So I think if some players that get their opportunity, we might see a few more stars.
Yep.
You know, because I watched SG Ball this year, just the Dogs, and those kids were massive, like as big as first
They
graders.
seem to be bigger and bigger every year, don't they?
Massive. Like, remember back in the day when we played, you'd always come across like one or two big guys. You know, now it's every week. Every week there's big packs. Everyone's 6'5", 6'6".
How do you think we felt at Manly in the under 17s and 18s when we go out to Penrith, Parramatta, Bulldogs?
Yeah.
They start yahooing in the warm-up. You think, I've made a big mistake getting on the M5 out here.
And then
Get me back to the beaches.
But then you see how big their hearts are when you think them as well. So that was,
Now, a bit of a wild card to throw you away. Victor Radley's been named in the back row this week. He's been named on an edge. They've put Nafa'u White into 13. Is that a play for the Roosters in the future to have, Radley transition into an edge player?
I don't think so, personally. I think he gets through. He's got that real work rate in the middle, tightens him up there in the middle. He'll get the job done on the edge, but I just think that he's probably a bit wasted out on an edge.
Ren?
Yeah, you want someone with good leg speed. He will do a job defensively. He's very sound in his defence. I question maybe his leg speed. Really threatening inside the 3-man and pulling their edges apart. Yeah, because I would back myself as a half that I could get off Victor and defend the outside guys if Victor didn't get the ball. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, those Fafitas where you got to hold and stay square and you really engage because this guy's got good leg speed, he's big, he's strong. it makes it harder for your half to get off and help his edge defence. With Radley, I'd back myself a bit more defensively to be able to get off and help my edge defence.
Yeah.
But he will do a job.
Yeah, well, Nat Butcher's the guy that unfortunately goes to reserve grade as well, which is a pretty big move for the Roosters. I mean, defensively, he's been a rock, making 50 tackles a week.
He scored 2 tries against the Dragons, or 3 tries. Was it 2?
He's a solid player, Nat.
Anzac Day. Yeah, he's solid. They've got a lot of solid players. What they're probably lacking is maybe that strike back rower outside of Crichton. Another strike back rower. Tupanua's a strange one for me. I think he's...
Well, even against the Warriors last year in his return game, there was a really solid game for him where he came off the bench, played a bit more of a middle role, and I think that version of Tupanua suits him better.
Yeah, he just goes about his business, like
solid
player, strong, good leg speed. Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's see what direction the Roosters do go in, and if they do back the juniors, or obviously they do go out and sign the next star player. But again, you made a great point. Who is there to go and sign in terms of stars next?